Yeah, for sure. Yes. Well, welcome everybody to the Lycoris panel. Give it up, let's hear it. All right, before I introduce the voice actors, just a quick housekeeping stuff. When we do exit, make sure you exit out to the back door right here, the door you did not come through. So you flip around that way and go down the hall, the aisle. I will be your microphone, so load up on questions. This is your first, y'all gonna have multiple questions opportunities right here, So think about them. Don't be afraid to ask. Yep, I know you're ready to go, rock and roll. But before we begin, I need to hear it, everybody. Give a Kawacon 2025 huge welcome to Lizzie Freeman, Chisato, and then Xanthe Huynh, Takina. The voice cast of Lycoris Recoil, everybody. Give it up one more time. Here, let's hear them. All right, Lizzie and Xanthe, good to see y'all again.
Hello. I was like, yes, we have a microphone. I forgot.
Yeah. I feel like I haven't seen y'all in a couple days, right? No, right, not sure. Yeah.
How many days?
I know, it's starting to blur.
I feel like I'm in a time loop sometimes.
Right. Hey, Lizzie, I heard everything's going well for you and your table and so many fans and everything. Before we dive into Lycoris, how's the fan reception been?
Oh, it's been wonderful. There's been so many Chisato and Takina fans, and I see the beautiful cosplayers up front. How about for you, Xanthe?
Yeah, how about you, Xanthe?
It's been amazing. Everybody's really patient and so kind. I love seeing the cosplays, and everybody's had really good questions, and it's been really fun.
Awesome. You're talking about the cosplayers. Can you stand up? Let's see. Let's see what you did. Oh, nice. Get up front.
You guys are so cute.
Awesome.
Takina, you look adorable.
All right, well, as you can see, the impact of the show, just resonates with fans. Lizzie, I'll start off with you. Why? Why do you think it's just, gets this kind of reception?
It has so much heart. And I feel like between Chisato and Takina, there's something from each of those characters that someone can resonate with. And they're both just such beautiful characters. And Takina's arc through the whole show, I think, is also just very poignant.
What about your thoughts, Xanthe?
I also think that there's such, their personalities are so opposite, but they complement each other well. Like, one is very serious, and the other one is like, you can loosen up a little bit and have some fun. You don't have to just, do everything by the book, which is, kind of like, you gotta live life a little bit.
And by the way, I always felt your character got the raw end of the deal. I mean, think about it. I mean, you were just trying to do the right thing in her view.
I mean, she thought what she did was justified in the moment, and then she just got a little bit of flack for it.
That's a little bit, yeah.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Bring it to life, Chisato. What's that been for you?
I don't know, I connected with her right away.
Yeah.
So she's from the very start, she's been very special to me because she's the type of person I strive to be like. So I went into this thinking, what can I learn from her? And I don't know, I just wanted to make her as bright and joyful as she made me feel.
And what did you learn from her?
To find the good in life and to just relish in the present, I think.
And maybe a little bit of patience, because,
Yes.
What about you? What did it, your steps, your journey to bringing your character to life?
I feel like I relate with her in the whole, I take things very seriously, a little too seriously, and but I'm lucky that I surround myself with friends that kind of lighten the mood, are a little bit jokey, but are also looking out for me, making sure that I take care of myself instead of just trying too hard at things, or I'm just okay, I'm putting others before myself and stuff. So I feel like there's a lot of parallels between her and my own life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What other aspects of the character that you like that you don't think gets highlighted enough?
Sorry, one more time?
Other aspects of your character that doesn't get highlighted enough. You think, you know what? This is very underrated. This is undervalued about what she does.
I think that's a really dark question.
All right. What about your character? What do you think that doesn't get enough attention about Chisato?
how mature she really is at times. She comes off very childish and carefree, but she's very down to earth, actually. And she's got a lot of stuff figured out that a lot of people take many more years to even start to figure out.
Yeah.
And I think that's really amazing about her.
Xanthe?
I think so I feel like she takes others' opinions that she respects very, very much to heart. Like the whole like, oh, this is like the uniform that I have to wear for like this job or this thing that I'm doing, all the way down to like her undergarments. So it's kind of funny when she was like told, oh, like these boxers are comfortable and they make sense and they're, you know, like, and it's like, well, you don't have to wear that just because somebody else told you these are like the official underwear to wear.
Your character is considered the GOAT. The GOAT of the agency. I say that reaction.
She can. She's pretty cool.
You know, I think her and Neo from The Matrix need to talk about that ability there.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I want to meet Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah,
Can I have an interview with Keanu?
Yeah.
Cool.
You think she would? Yeah. You think she would survive in The Matrix?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. Easily. Yes.
What about your character? You think she would survive in The Matrix?
I think so. I feel like the two of them, they're kind of like, it's very John Wick-esque,
Right.
you know, with like the guns and the
Right.
fighting, like they're so precise with their movements. I think they could definitely keep up with. Well, and there's so much trust between them. They would be able to figure things out together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would rank the pairing like up there with other iconic pairings. You know, your C-3PO and R2-D2s, your Laurel and Hardy, your Batman and Robin. You know, what do you think balances out the characters between each other? What do you think Chisato loves about her character and vice versa? That balance.
Someone said something to me yesterday that I thought described them perfectly. Chisato is golden retriever energy and Takina is black cat. Yes, and it's like real life. The golden retriever and a black cat, they can be really great friends because they're girlfriends. Or girlfriends. But the chemistry, you know, cats and dogs, their relationships are so wholesome and pure, and they're so different from each other, but they can still find that common ground and love each other. I feel like Takina was really resentful when she was sent to the cafe, but I feel like they told her that she was going to be paired up with a very legendary Lycoris, and I think she went in with like this expectation of like, oh, she's like top tier, I can learn a lot from her, and I feel like she goes from like this respect for her experience and skill to also being like, why do you use rubber bullets? You know, like that doesn't make any sense. You know, we are supposed to use like the ones we're trained with, like, and she was like, I don't understand this about you, but then she starts to understand like the value of life. I feel like before she doesn't really like think of like the people that she's like targeting on her missions as like people. But yeah, so she did use a civilian as bait, but you know, she figured that she would be safe, and she was.
You know, the manga, you know, obviously the thing, you know, you've got two girls that are deadly, that are tough, but they got their sweet side, and they got their loving side, they got the goat side, all that stuff. And you mentioned a good comparison to John Wick. What do you think that does, you know, to help empower women when they first see that? You say, like, look, the women they can play in this field too. You know, your thoughts.
No, I love stuff like that. Girls need to see stuff like that. That's why things like the Powerpuff Girls were so popular back in the day. So I'm all for the female empowerment, and it's presented in such a fun way. Yeah, not only are they strong, but I love that they like look out for each other too. Their whole team, everybody back at base, you know, like their little hacker, and then like, so it's just like, it's all like so well-rounded. Yeah.
I'm gonna stay with you, Xanthe. When you walked into that booth for the first time, you got your script there, you know, what were you preparing for? Did you bring your own spin? Just stick to what they told you? Or did you think maybe she needed this kind of different direction. How did you approach the role?
So I went in knowing that she is very serious and she takes things very seriously. So I kind of played her with that kind of like, I am a soldier mentality. Like I take orders and I do things by the book. And like, it was kind of fun to get to know the other little silly sides to her because she takes everything so seriously that she doesn't see them as strange because she's like, this is what is right and this is wrong. But I feel like I do wish we had more time to, when we were doing the recordings, I feel like we were on like a time crunch to get through the recording process. So I feel like if I could, and I feel like this often, like I wish we had more time to really work and dig in like a little deeper with things, because a lot of it times it was like we'd go through like one take and then they would use that take because it fit, but I'm like, oh, I could have, because I only got one chance to try, I feel like if I had another chance, maybe I could have added a different layer of emotional depth or something to it.
Yeah, same question.
Can you rephrase it like that?
Not a problem. When you first entered the booth, when you first were auditioning for the role, you read, did you think that, I want to approach it with this way?
Yeah.
Did you want to inject something differently? What did you use as kind of inspiration?
I wanted to just play her as someone who really just enjoys every moment of life. And I do the same thing with Xanthe. I just wish I could go back and revisit some scenes, because I also got more context as the anime went forward. And I'm like, oh, I might have approached this choice differently earlier now that I know that this is where the story led. We don't always get that grace. But I knew going into it, I just wanted to make her that ray of hope for the audience.
What's been your favorite moment?
I think the aquarium scene.
Yeah? Everybody? Yeah. Why the aquarium?
Because that's when they really start to click and bond.
Okay.
And they,
Yeah, Xanthe?
I think at that point, it's when Takina like finds out about Chisato's heart, and she's like, I didn't know you had a condition, and also she was opening up about like finding out who, like, she wanted to thank the person that, had saved her life and gave her the locket. And so since she had opened up, she was like, okay, maybe you're not just all about being frivolous and fun. You have this like, been given this gift of life and you really want to make the most out of it. And so I think because of that, she was like, all right, I'll play along with your little silly fish antics in the middle of public.
Yeah. No, I want to go back to what we first spoke about is, first introduction to her. She's pushing the limits, why she got in trouble, okay? But do you think other colleagues of hers, maybe her character would be, you know what, I get it. I get why you did that, and I can understand that, because your agent's there, you want to help them.
It's interesting because like we immediately see the other team members saying like, you have endangered the other Lycoris that we were trying to help save, and like everybody else here, it could have gone terribly wrong. And her argument's like, well, it didn't go wrong. But I feel like it makes, I understand what, their point of view, but she does get that moment where like the other girl is very thankful that she had done what she did to save her life.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder what Chisato really thinks.
That's what I was going to follow up with.
Yeah.
Do you think Chisato would have been like, okay, I get it, I understand,
Oh, totally.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think if Chisato were in that same situation, she might have done something similar, except without like gunning down a bunch of people.
Yeah.
But she would have jumped into action and also gotten into trouble for it, I think.
Awesome.
So she totally backs you up.
All right, so just a heads up, we're going to be taking Q&A in just a few minutes. But do we want to play a game first?
Sure.
Should we play a game first? Okay, so those of y'all were with me and Lizzie in a previous panel. We had a game where we gave away a free pop. You want to do the reveal of the pop? We have one Trigun pop to give away, but it's not going to be that easy, though. This is what we got to do. I'll let Lizzie and Xanthe take over from here. What contest should we have them do in relation to Lycoris?
Okay, so we were just talking about the aquarium scene, weren't we, Xanthe? So we were thinking that we would have a contest for the best fish or eel poses. Yes! And the winner will be decided by audience applause.
Applause, all right. So, do we have any volunteers? Anybody want to win? I know the cosplayers, they gotta do it. You have to be too shy. Please.
So no pressure.
No pressure, yeah.
Anybody is.
Oh, you want to do it?
Got one.
I have the wise part.
Okay. So, you want to come on up?
You can choose.
It'll be your chance. Yeah, either pose. Y'all can do that one? So, yeah, get on up. Okay, so hang on. Let me get somebody else. Anybody else want to join her? Oh, yeah! One more. Can we get one more?
I'm keeping this picture forever.
I want to.
Okay, we'll do two. Okay.
That seems like very Chisato thing to say.
Okay, yeah. So, should we do one at a time?
Sure. Okay.
Okay, so I can go. Huh? We're doing the same thing. Yeah.
Or do both. One fish and then one. Like do the fish one first and then the eel one. Is that too much? No, I like it.
I love the eel one. I can do the fish one. Yeah, I know.
You can both do the fish pose if you want.
Alright. I can go first.
Yeah, go for it.
Alright.
Okay, here we go, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo! All right. Young lady, you're next. All right, I'm coming around here. Coming around. Okay.
Isn't it just like the Yeah.
Just up. Okay, ready? Okay, go ahead. Here she goes. Yeah, your pose. Go.
Oh, your jacket.
You all right? She going? Okay, you're next. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Audience applause. And audience applause.
Well, I was coming over here because I don't want to cake you.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, do you want to do that? Yeah, sure. Okay, ready? Yeah.
Here we go. Go. You know what? Twist. Got both won. Yeah. All right, go to Lizzie. Go to Lizzie, get your reward.
All right. Do you want Trigon
Who
or
wants-
Dr. Stone?
You can pick. Who's here?
Kenny? Give it up for our volunteers, yes. Look at that. See, now you can say you received a gift from one of the voice actors of Lycoris. See? Now you can say that. All right, so now it's your turn, guys, to ask questions of our fine voice actors here. So, as always, for those of you who have been with me in the panels, I'll be your microphone. I'm just going to scan back and forth, okay? So I'll start on this side here. Anybody on this side have a question? Vi, you have a question? No? No? Oh, you do? Okay.
Hi. Well, just very basic question, but are y'all also voicing the upcoming movies and the short movies and stuff?
I have not heard anything about it yet. The only thing is like that it's been like maybe some OVAs have been announced, but that's as far as I know.
Yeah, that's as far as I know too.
Yeah, Vi? Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you had a question. I'm sorry, okay.
We really hope we can though.
I want to.
She's fixing Takina's hair. Hello. I just wanted to say I found the show because I'm a writer and I saw the show and I was like, oh my god, this is perfect for my book. I love how it's like a character foil dynamic, like they're opposites of each other and everything. This is, I don't know, like this is a weird question, but how do you feel about this show being like an LGBTQ icon? Like it's very implied that Chisato and Takina like are like there's like feelings for each other. How do you feel that it's becoming like an icon for like women loving women relationships and stuff like that? I think it's really great. I love that it's very organic feeling. It doesn't feel like very in your face, but you can tell that they care for each other very much. and maybe that there is potentially more, but I feel like I love the way that it's being presented, and I love that other people see that in the show. I'm happy that it allows people to see themselves in such amazing characters, and that makes me happy. And I kind of hope that things happen, but I don't know. I'm just a fan like you guys too.
We've got another question right here. Go to roll. No question. Okay. All right, yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm also a voice actor, and I'm just wondering, what was the hardest part for y'all as voice actors, whether technique, whether the emotion behind it, or just anything of that note for y'all during the show?
Good question.
I think it was something I mentioned earlier. I was like, I wish we had more time, especially for this one and some of the shows that are coming out now. There's such a time crunch to like get through everything that I wish we had more time to like really get to know what's happening in the scene as we're doing it, because we get one moment to review and then like go through recording the lines or like several lines in a row. So I feel like sometimes things get missed because you're trying to get it in your brain and then like process it and then adding the emotion and reading things and making sure it fits the timing. That I feel like if we had like just a little more time to do a second take even, I feel like I'd feel a bit happier about like my work. I feel like I tend to struggle a lot more with the more heated moments, and so I wish I could always go back and work on that. And again, just also the time restraints. I just wish we could have had more time to process and analyze our scripts.
All right, we got a question up here. Go ahead, sir.
Hello. We've met before at the autograph booth, so it's nice to see you two again. And I got a question that I just thought of, and I think everyone might be interested to hear. On episode 3 of Lycoris Recoil, when Takina and Chisato are in this mock battle with Fuki and Sakura, this is one of my favorite moments when characters get payback from many wrongdoings, like say one. And the part when Takina chased up Fuki from the back and punches her in the face, and Chisato humiliated like the others. And did that make you feel anything? Like, give you like, yeah, finally moments, and it turns a bad feeling from the first episode turn to a better feeling in the third episode.
Stuff like that is so cathartic for me, because it's like those little fantasies you have in your head when people make you mad and you wish you could do something like that, and I get to actually act it out. Like the whole little bit where, Sakura loses her gun and Chisato's so cocky and cheeky about it. She's like, here, you can have it back, but I'm still gonna beat you. I love it.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Xanthe.
No, it's alright. I do feel like it's kind of cool to like kind of take someone down a peg when they're like so cocky and they're like, yeah, I replaced you. Obviously you're not up to snuff if I'm taking your place, and that I have the best partner. You missed out, you messed up, and just to be able to like prove to them like you don't know what you're talking about is pretty awesome.
I couldn't agree more.
That's a great question. Thank you so much for that. So, I did a panel a few years ago, moderated one, and the voice actors of Vegeta and Goku were here. That's a lot. Yeah. And yeah, I think you were there when I did it. Yeah. They did a short little skit with the fans. The fans asked them, how would their characters fight over the last San Antonio taco? So how would your characters settle on who's going to get the last San Antonio taco?
I know.
Can we hear that play out?
Oh yeah! All right, Takina. Rock, paper, scissors! Wait. Rock, paper, scissors! No!
Oh, that's how we Give it up, everybody.
You know that moment when you see her calendar and it's all Takina? It's so unfair. And then at the end of the episode when she wins, she's like, yes. Oh, so good.
By the way, the voice actors for the Dragon Ball Z that one, the way their character settled it was Goku Chisato.
Of course.
Yes. That sounds about right, yeah. All right, sir, you have a question?
Yeah, I got a bit of a funny one. So, I don't think you know, but Hideo Kojima, his Hideo Kojima, whatever you want to call him, he's actually a huge fan of Lycoris Recoil. Now, me personally, I haven't really watched much of it, but my brother over here, he's told me a lot about it. So, I wanted to ask, judging from everything he's told me, how do you think Takina and Chisato would probably survive or live in the Metal Gear franchise?
Metal Gear franchise?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's super crazy.
He had like,
It's a video game, right?
he's like the dev for that, and like, he had like a Lycoris Recoil t-shirt. Yeah. It was like on Twitter.
Isn't he like also known for watching anime dubbed into English?
Yeah.
Okay, to answer your question though, I don't know much about Metal Gear.
I can give you a little...
Is that the game with Snake in it?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay. Here, go ahead.
Giant super weapons, vampires, it gets really weird.
I mean, Takina, I feel like she would be like, all right, what do you need me to do? And I will carry out orders.
It sounds like they would fit in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd probably be allies with Snake.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Snake would probably get along with Takina the most. Right? Yeah.
Butt heads with Chisato.
Yes, that would happen. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I was actually curious about this. Did y'all get a chance to... Also, I want to say real quick that it's really nice to meet you and see this panel, because Lycoris Recoil is like... I'm a D1 Lycoris Recoil fan, through and through. So, I was really curious, did y'all get a chance to read about each other's characters before going into the booth and performing your roles? That way there's a better way to bounce off each other's characters? Or does y'all just mainly focus on your characters?
For me, I didn't know too much about the show going in. And so it was like an organic discovery of like, you know, understanding my character and then the relationships that she has with everybody else. And then so like, I feel like it played out, you know, like I was finding stuff about Chisato as Takina was, and like the whole like her background too. So it all came to me at the same time as her. Well, and Lycoris is kind of unique from a lot of other anime I've worked on because it didn't have an anime to research or anything, or sorry, a manga. A manga is what I meant to say. A manga to research from, because a lot of the time I will go to like the wiki page or something ahead of time just to learn about the synopsis and some of the characters. So I also had to go into it kind of blind.
All right. Next question. I don't think you need a mic, right? You need a mic or no? You're fine. You're good.
Or I can use the mic.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi. I can't believe I'm finally meeting you both, because I actually requested you, Xanthe. Yeah. And Lizzie, I'm glad you're here, because you're one of my favorite characters in the Trails universe. You played Lapis Rosenberg, but I found out you played Fran Seeker. Yeah, so I actually have two quick questions. The first one is actually mostly for Lizzie, but you can jump in as well if you want. So when you got the role of Lapis Rosenberg, were you a fan of the Trails game, or did you do research on her? Like, did you guys do any research on your characters? Like, especially you coming after part 2, when you evolved into like a normal girl, because you talked about monotone, focused on missions and all that stuff. So what was that like?
I actually, getting the role of Lapis was just strangely very satisfying for me because she's a doll and I'm a doll collector. So that made me very happy. I'm like, oh, I get to play a little doll. I haven't known much about the Trails series before though, but I have some friends that are very, very big fans of it. And
They were hyped for me.
I didn't know anything about the Trails series either. I know like Altina comes in like in the second game for that series. And for me, it's like most other recording sessions where I come in and the developers will explain the universe to you and then the characters and like your character relationships with everybody else. So for Altina, like when she first appears, she's kind of like on the opposing team, and then she joins like your team, but then she's still kind of a little bit like
Like a
distant.
soldier.
Yeah, she's very much a soldier, kind of like Takina in a way. She's also kind of slightly robotic and like monotone, and then like she progressively opens up. And so that was I was at like the mercy of the developers to be like, okay, this is where we are in the story. You can warm up a little bit. She's a little bit less robotic, and she's becoming a little bit warmer. So it's a very slow progression.
Yeah, 'cause
throughout the
I like the sister scene where Milliam tries to hug you, and yeah. Anyway, my second question is mainly for Xanthe, but you can jump in. If there was a live-action Persona 5 or Trails series with your characters, who would you want to see play Altina or Haru, or for you, Lapis and Fran? And would you watch them?
You would need a young actor, and me being a millennial, I don't know many of the current young actors, so I'm having a hard time thinking of celebrity names on the spot.
Your character can be CGI too.
That's true.
Or you can voice CGI if you want.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah, then bring us back to play our characters.
I'd love to see that.
Guess what? Look who has a question. Look who has a question.
You guys talked a lot about things you wish you could have done differently when voicing your characters, but was there any scenes or lines that you recorded and you felt like really good about them, like you loved doing that? Because you've been really hard on yourselves and you deserve a lot of good credit. You did a great job.
I agree. Everybody agrees, right?
I think for me, a scene that I was really proud of was when Takina storms in to get rid of Mr. Yoshi, and that whole moment where Chisato has to physically hold her back and talk her down. I don't know, that was just...
You killed that scene too.
That's the scene I really wish I could have gone further with, because I was like, they were like, oh, we want to protect your voice and we need to move on. I'm like, but can I please do another take? Okay. Yeah, you did amazing in that scene, but...
And y'all, I mean, when I was preparing for this panel, and I was looking at your resumes, it's like, what haven't they done? That was your action. So kudos. Yeah, by the way, before we get to the next question, you see this? See it in the first row there? Look at that. Look at that. This yours, sir?
I got it from Lizzie at another show.
All right. That's awesome. They're carrying the manga, too? Look at that.
Thank you guys for being here.
All right, you have another question up here? Get to it. By the way, Lizzie and Xanthe, I'm getting my steps in. That's how I'm seeing all this. Just getting my steps in.
I just had a bit more of like a just for fun question, other off the top of your head. I'm assuming you'll like watch other anime or just shows, or even from like live action movies. If your counterpart didn't exist, who do you think you would team up well with that would be similar to Takina or Chisato? Just like for me personally, I'm thinking of it like Maki from Jujutsu Kaisen, kind of similar. That's one of your characters. So I don't know who for you, both of y'all, would come to mind to replace your counterpart.
So instead of Chisato, who would Takina be paired with? Oh.
Mine's silly. I almost want it to
Okay, it's okay. Okay, just imagine this team up. Chisato and Pinkie Pie.
Takina and Twilight.
That'll work.
That's pretty amazing. they're My Little Pony counterparts.
Xanthe, you're good?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm drawing.
Every these questions, I'm like, what shows do I know? They've all like flooded escaped my brain.
It's like every answer in the universe comes to mind, so then it all like just implodes.
Okay, we have another question here. Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, Powerpuff Girls, super cool. Also, just from like voice acting world, have no idea. Do you guys like go into like an actual studio now? Because I know after COVID they did a lot of stuff from home, but do you guys have a studio in like Dallas or in California or somewhere?
So when I recorded remotely, I work out of my closet. I just have it like treated and like luckily it's in like in the middle of my apartment, so it's like away from like outside traffic noise and everything else. But in the past year, like more studios are demanding in-studio recordings rather than doing remotely, just because they want to have the consistent sound and space for all the characters for when they're mixing, so it doesn't sound like you're in different spaces, and different like quality mics and such forth. So that is my experience. As of recently, like the past 3 years, I've almost exclusively been in studio just because I prefer that. There are certain clients I work for where it's 100% remote. Obviously stuff like Glitch Productions, they're in Australia, so I'll record from home, but yeah.
We have another question right up here.
So y'all reference a lot of like things that influenced you in this. So if you had a show or a movie that you think would relate really well to Lycoris Recoil with the empowerment of girls and young women, what would you recommend? Whether it's anime, TV shows, movies that you can think of that really like focus on that women empowerment while being strong, independent women with real personalities.
Okay, this might also seem kind of like a weird answer, but like Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Ooh. Raven and Starfire are amazing.
Yeah.
So I always have to bring up Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like the women in that are great. Katara, Toph, like they're such great characters. And Suki, yes, she's my wife in that show.
Okay, we have another question up front. Yes, sir.
Hi, it's me again. I actually have just a question for both of you and a little small question for Lizzie. If you can still do Lapis's voice, can you just say, I'm a walking expert. I walk like the best of them.
I'm a walking expert. I walk like the best of them.
All right, yes, everybody.
My question is like, if your characters from like Persona 5 or you for Trails, like we're actually right here in this room, and what would be the interaction, like a first impression, like if Lapis was to meet you and learn your names, what score would she give you guys? And like Haru and Altina, what would they think of you guys?
Okay, so you're Haru. Well, it is a pleasure to meet you. Would you like to go get some coffee? Well, what is your name first? I'm Haru Okamura. What about yours? I'm Lapis Rosenberg. Haru. I give that name a rating of 95.
All right, give it up, everybody. Thank you. Oh, it's your birthday?
Future birthday.
Oh, okay. I was like, hey, wait, we got a great birthday.
Remember it always.
Hey, listen, before we go back to some Q&A, I hear you have cats.
Yes.
Yes, talk to us about those furry friends of yours.
Xanthe already had to hear about this so much in the green room at the last convention we were at. I have 3 cats. I have a 9-year-old cat. He's fluffy black, big black cat. His name's Binks. And then I have a chongus of an orange cat who is an orange, like his face looks like an orange, and his name is Dipper. Garfield would have been a good name. And then we have a kitten. She's about 9 months old at this point, and she's super fluffy, and she's got like stormy gray fur with a white muzzle, a soul patch on her chin, and she has white booties, and her name is Buttercup.
Buttercup. Xanthe, do you have any pets?
I don't. I wish I did. I love cats, and I'm super allergic. My brother has 3 cats as well. I've only set foot in his apartment once for like 5 minutes. His orange cat is super like friendly, came up to my leg and like was like, come come on, pet me, like trying to climb up on me. So I like pet him, and then my hand started swelling, and I was like, I gotta get out of here. So I'm like, but you're so cute, it's so worth it.
You think Takina would just roll with it?
They can wear such cute clothes, yeah, that's true.
Xanthe, you think Takina would just roll with it, even though her hands get swollen up?
I mean, if she was ordered to, like, this is life now.
So, let's see her, what would impress you, what would the character say, getting an allergic reaction to a cat right now?
The cuteness has betrayed me! What is this fluffy creature? It's coming too close. You're just like Chisato. Stop getting so close.
Yes, everybody clap.
There's a constructor read.
Yeah, exactly. Xanthe, what have been some of your favorite lines, not just in Lycoris, but just in your entire body of work, that you look back, you know what, I love these lines that I did? What would it be?
Among the many that fans ask for in Persona 5, my character is very sweet and dainty in that, but she has this other side of her that comes out a little bit. That makes you kind of like fearful if you ever cross her. Like the ones where, this is a mini spoiler if anybody hasn't played it, but the game has been out for like 9 years. It's the Valentine's Day. If you are like dating multiple girls, they show up the day after Valentine's Day and kind of give you a beating. And she says, "Take my chocolates, please, before I crush them."
What about you, Lizzie?
I think one of my favorite lines that I've recorded in my entire body of work, there's so many good ones, so many bangers. And unfortunately, all the ones that come to mind, I probably shouldn't say in a public setting. Because that's why they stick.
Can you PG-13 it? Maybe?
Okay, well, for the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure ones I'm thinking of, it's because the characters Trish, Una, and Mista, they swap bodies. So it's a teenage girl in a grown man's body, so you can imagine, okay, here's one. From The Amazing Digital Circus as Pomni. I'm not a child, you don't have to hype me up.
Yeah! Woo! Okay, we have another question from the fan.
Yeah, I have one for Lizzie here. This one came to mind. In My Happy Marriage, you played Kaya Saimori, right? And she was like in a Cinderella motif, the wicked stepsister.
Yeah.
How did it feel to play such a spoiled, rotten sister to someone sweet, innocent, like Yori, was it? Yeah.
Well, as from an actor's perspective, I had fun with it because I never get to play the mean character, and I'm like, ooh, this is an acting challenge, yeah. So I had fun with it, but looking from the outside in, yeah, she's a brat, and I'm very sad for what she does in the show, but I think I did a dang good job at it, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah, you did. That's what made the show very entertaining nonetheless.
We're back to the front row. Yes, sir?
I think this is my last one. I got a good one this time. Okay, since you guys mentioned swap bodies, I got a really good one. Okay, this is actually mostly for Xanthe, but you can jump in if you feel like it, Lizzie. Okay, Xanthe, if Haru and Altina could either switch bodies with each other or switch bodies with any of their people from the Persona or Trails universe, who would they pick? And if they did each other swap, how would they react to it?
So it would be interesting if Haru Futaba switched, and like I feel like even though she doesn't understand anything she understands like zero things about computers for some reason, she's very sheltered. I think she would have fun being like, oh, look at all these light screens and all the things that are popping up. I must be doing a good job.
And the trails people, if she swapped the trails or how
I suppose, be kind of funny if she swapped with Reem and she was like, able to take, take command of like
a leader.
yeah, she'd be like, all right, let's go team. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Lizzie, you want to add to that?
I'd like to imagine that if Takina and Chisato swapped bodies, Chisato would be super obsessed with playing with Takina's super long hair. She's like, I am going to try every long hairstyle conceivable until we figure out how to switch back. That's how I'm spending my life now. I kind of wonder if how Takina would, how she would view it in Chisato body. I don't know if she would be mortified or she would be excited to be like, oh, I want to test out like her abilities, like how physically fit she is. I feel like that's what she would do. She would like go to the gun range and just be like, all right, what is she like?
Wear all the cute clothes. She's like, what would Takina look like wearing this?
Are you gonna be on the other side of the gun?
Yeah.
Just go to airsoft shots.
Okay. Yeah, another question. By the way, can you stand up? Can you show Lizzie what's on your leg? Yeah. Look. Good comedy there. All right. Yes, ma'am, your question.
So, hypothetically speaking, if you were talking to someone who knows nothing about Lycoris Recoil, but might be interested in watching it, what are your selling points? How would you recommend that?
All right. It's about an organization that trains orphan girls to be assassins in Japan. And the main character is a pacifist, and they are a little gay, maybe?
It's wholesome and wonderful.
Xanthe?
No?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they work at a cafe.
And they work at a cafe? No.
And there's like a lot of, it's a great show about like their friendship and like everybody else that they meet. They just happen to have these like very special secret missions that other people may not know about. And they wear great uniforms.
All right.
I'm bad at explaining. And they hold hands.
Lizzie, would you trust Takina babysitting your cats?
Yes, actually. She would be on top of it. She would have a schedule. Those cats would be the most well cared for they ever would be in their entire life if Takina was in charge for like a weekend.
Yeah. Would you second that, I take it, huh? Every arsenal in your gun closet probably be out ready for protecting those cats.
Yes, she will be looking through all windows, all doors, checking for any intruders at all times, making sure every bowl of water and food is filled. All the toys you will be so played with and like combed and brushed.
Any other questions out here? Any questions? No? Oh, we do. We got one over there. Okay, let's go. Let me come around to you, young lady. Almost there. You want to go ahead and stand up? And is that yours, right there?
Yeah.
Go want to show it to them?
No, Lizzie's saw it at the... I love that one! It's
Oh,
so
that's
great!
so cool.
So it was commission artwork that I got. I got it from Team Xanthe today for you to sign this part over here. But it's one of the frames from the show. I think it's my favorite one, actually. Yeah.
You said Xanthe signed it? Or?
No,
Oh, you want Xanthe? Okay.
So...
Looking forward to seeing you in my line.
There you go. All right. So go ahead. What's your question?
The best way I can describe the show to people is if Black Widow met Death Note. Because, their whole thing is, ending crime, lowering crime rates, and that was whole Light Yagami. But, Light Yagami if he was a girl and not that crazy. And, do you guys think you guys did, because it's slice of life, but there is a little bit of a darker tone to it. And I remember one of my favorite parts was the rubber bullets, how Chisato uses rubber bullets, and that reminds me a lot of police work, how they shoot to kill a lot of times. And do you think you did that theme right? Like, do you think, I like Chisato being a pacifist because it was, I don't want to get political, so I'm going to move it. But like, do you think you guys did the darker themes like correct, or you think you wish you guys had changed some stuff, or like, what do you guys think?
We don't really have the power to change what's in the story already. But we can only really react how the characters do, and like, I guess in our own minds, like really, for Takina, like whether or not I agree with her decisions, I have to kind of understand her point of view in order to portray, you know, what she's done authentically. It's difficult, yeah. But I feel like that you know, that comes up a lot as actors, like whether, like when we're playing characters, like whether or not we agree with them, but we can only like try to play our part within the story to like get whatever message across.
Okay, I think we might have time to check. I'm keeping you guys on track. Yep, we got time for one more question. Go ahead. You're the last question of the panel, sir.
No pressure.
No pressure. Everybody's staring at you right now. Your friend is pulling on you right now. The voice actors, I'm not putting more pressure.
In the show, there's two characters. The main villain, Ajima, has super hearing. Oh, this is for Xanthe, but sorry. The main villain has super hearing, and Chisato has the ability to dodge bullets. If Takina had a special or superhuman ability, what would it be?
Super ability. I mean, I feel like her shooting skills are pretty good. I feel like she'd be kind of like the dead shot kind of character. You know? Yeah, I feel like if she wasn't, she would be out there training at the shooting range until she was. And so I think her like tenacity is her like strong suit. Yeah.
Lizzie?
No, absolutely. Takina's precision and aim, I think, is like a superpower.
Absolutely. Xanthe, you know, as much as you can say, any future projects you can let everybody know about? Anything? Or your NDAs calling you up? Or what's going on? Can you tease anything?
So my latest thing that came out last month is Marvel Rivals.
Yeah!
Dagger, part of Cloak and Dagger. There is an anime that may be coming out soon on Netflix. It may or may not have been announced that I cannot say anything about yet because I have not gotten the okay.
You should have seen the first panel, Xanthe. Zeno was here. And it's all over the place. You know, even on Marvel.com, that he's playing one of the main characters in the new Spider-Man. IMDb there. He's like, I still can't talk about it. He was like, even though Marvel announced it, I still can't talk about it.
It's on Netflix in the credits, and I still cannot say anything.
There you go. Hint, everybody. Lizzie, as much as you can say, anything?
Watch Pokemon Horizons on Netflix. I played Coral. She's super fun and spicy. I love her.
Yeah, alright.
I play Mouse Holded Pokemon. It's my first Pokemon.
Oh, yeah!
Woo!
All right, I think the best way to wrap up this panel here is to see Lizzie do the impression of Xanthe's character, and Xanthe does the impression of Lizzie's characters.
Swap voices.
Swapping voices.
Oh, we're gonna do each other's voices.
Yeah.
Swap each other's character.
What's a good talking line?
Like fight over the fans.
Okay, you want to fight over the tacos again? How about this?
Fight over us.
Fight over the gummies. There you go. Here we go, everybody. That's it right there.
Chisato, your blood sugars might be low. You should have a snack. Oh, but I insist that you have it first. Or we could share it together. Is this friendship? The ultimate friendship.
Yes, everybody, give it up. All right, awesome. Now, if you did not get a question in, or you do have follow-ups, not a problem, because your booths or tables will be open, right?
Yes.
You'll need like a little break before you go back there, or y'all going right up?
I'll be making my way there as soon as possible. I can walk my way there.
Sure, yeah, okay. So get in line, get in the queue right now. Go get that autograph, the last chance. Give it up, everybody, for the voice cast of Lycoris Recoil, Lizzie Freeman and Xanthe Huynh.